Hi, I'm Jeff Farnwell, Director of the MBA program at Rockford College. About 18 months ago, the Rockford Chamber of Commerce set out to make networking easier in Rockford by identifying area people you should know in business. Currently, 41 people have been recognized and celebrated as one of these people. This series of talks held at Rockford College was designed to provide a vehicle for the public to hear from and learn about each of the people you should know. I hope you enjoy this talk.
All right, welcome to Rockford College for our People You Should Know talks. Today I get to introduce Mr. Jim Keeling, partner of Hinshaw and Culbertson's Rockford area, partner of Hinshaw and Culbertson's Rockford location, and a 2011 People You Should Know award recipient. Mr. Keeling practices business law with an emphasis on organizational and transactional matters, advises clients in the areas of estate and financial planning, and advises businesses on ownership, relations, and succession planning. Mr. Keeling is extremely active in the Rockford community. He is the founding chairman of the Junior Golf Association of the Greater Rockford area, serves as president of the board of directors of the Rockford Park District Foundation, and is a trustee of Rockford College. His talk today is titled, A Casting Call for Rockford Renaissance. Please help me welcome Mr. Jim Keeling.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I always go back to my mom and for some advice on talks like this. I actually was talking to my brother, one of my brothers, and he said, "Well, that's good advice for Mom, but you forgot to put up there, if you don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all, and then you can just stand there, you know." But that'd be his talk, not mine, because I do have a lot of, I think, are nice things to say here today. So first, in introducing myself, thank you, Lauren, for the introduction. But a few years ago, I went to my 40th class reunion at Lawrence University up in Appleton, and they had a project where we did a yearbook. And it was at that point, and this isn't from 1970, this is from 2010. And we were asked to summarize our life in one page, one of these little pages like this. So that sounded like a fun, project. But the challenge was to take 40 years of your life and compress it into something like that, and then also had to be kind of edgy, couldn't brag too much, back and forth. So I'm just going to comment on a couple things from that because they relate to my talk here. I started out, never trust anyone over 30. Now, that was seminal wisdom back in those days. And when my talk is about the succession of the community and being quite a bit older than 30, you'll see that you have to adapt some of this stuff through time. My post-Lawrence years have been based in Rockford, Illinois, living an ordinary life as a business attorney. A defining adjective for my life might be one. One marriage to Pam, one child, Carrie, one job, Hinshaw and Culbertson, one house. You get the idea. Rockford was my hometown growing up. When I left for Appleton in the fall of 1966, it was not even a possibility that I would ultimately return to marry, raise a family, make a career, and enjoy a rich life with family, including being adult friends with parents and in-laws. It only would have been better and more fitting had it been freshman studies favorite, Plato. We had this interdisciplinary course there. We had different reads from different things. Plato, of the Republic fame, rather than Aristotle, who lauded a life of service. Service is definitely another strong theme in my life. My work has been service to law clients, fortunately, who are also, in most cases, friends. Likewise, in a place like Rockford, the opportunities for service to the community sprout like flowers of the spring garden. And Pam and I spend a good deal of our time in that garden, often serving together, which really helps build a stronger marriage. I'm proud to say that service also has provided an ongoing energy boost and a general feeling of happiness in our lives. So that's me. And then Mom also says, mind your P's and Q's, say your thank yous, and that's to Lauren and and the staff here at Rockford College. I am very proud to be a trustee of the college, and to Einer and the Rockford Chamber of Commerce, because I think this is really a significant series that's going on. And then Mom also said you have to review the bidding. So she was quite a bridge player, and I've come to a few of these talks, and started out with Andreas Schell also using a Renaissance theme. He talked about the Renaissance company and how a company like United Technologies Aerospace acts as a citizen in a community and focuses its efforts. Then Kathy Weber talked about branding and how to present ourselves. And in that talk, there was a lot of generational themes that were going on as to how we work with people of different ages and different backgrounds. Peter Provenzano talked about collaboration, tech-based, and helped technology, and in the social innovation entrepreneurial realm with his R3 and the social services databases. And then Jeff Fehrenwald started throughout the strategic planning topics and using the questions, the who, what, where, when, and how questions to help us take a look at what we are as a community. So I think that all of these talks have been around this theme of the Rockford Renaissance, the ones that I've been to in different ways. So here's the hypothesis. It's a college, you know, hypothesis. Many forces have aligned to create unprecedented opportunity for Rockford area Gen X and Gen Y as they assume their leadership positions in our community. Among the forces, strength from our struggle against adversity. We all know, you know, that this isn't rosy colored glasses, but I had a slide and I took it out of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats slide. But the challenges of the community, and here's in this report we see it. You know, we can't hide from the facts. You know, we all should get and read this report. There'll be 2 more coming. They're online and available. We have the grain of the baby boomers. So that leads to the opportunity for the succession. We have the group that's here, the younger, generation and X and Ys that are here have resisted the enlisting in the brain drain. In other words, leaving the community. They've stayed, and they're well positioned, I believe, as the Renaissance, you know, takes off here to be the leaders and have the right stuff to be the leaders. Our economic turnaround is well underway. The community has identified modern manufacturing, the Woodward announcement, and the UTC aerospace investments here. We have way more technology companies around here than anybody has any idea. You know, I get to see some of this as a business attorney. I've been working with a company, Practice Velocity, which is a tech company. I work with another one, Comply 365, which is a tech company. Another one, Clio, and Supply Corps, and many other tech-based strong companies that are some in aerospace, some not. We have positioned ourselves in logistics and distribution, and we have agro-business to come, and that's the one that it's really going to be incredible. And along the way, we're this regional health hospital community, and have a very strong footprint in that, as well as our sports tourism, amateur sports tourism industry, which we're learning to appreciate. So that's the hypothesis. It's unprecedented opportunity. Kind of reminds me of when I came in 1974. We didn't realize the opportunity that we had as young baby boomers to come in and take leadership roles right away into the community, but it was there, and it's back again. So the Renaissance, again, to remind you, this was the the Vitruvian Man by Da Vinci from 1490. This was the slide that Andreas Schell put up for us to look at and to think about. He talked about the whole brain and the need to balance the sciences with the arts, and entertainment, and to be full people. We could have used the Guggenberg printing press slide, I think, from 1440 as the other one that launched that Renaissance age. But the Vitruvian Man is alive and well today. As a matter of fact, here he is on the Italian Euro, up on the small one on the left, and there he is on the Skylab 2, which carries the theme forward. And the theme has to be carried forward. Incidentally, this reawakening that we're talking about for a Renaissance, requires the knowledge workers, and we're right here today in the epicenter of our Rockford Renaissance, this building and this college, because it really is about liberal arts, and liberal arts as it relates to our full lives. And to prove that it's about arts as well as about science, here's the poem called This Place. Every success, every failure, every fall, every landing has brought me to this place where my feet are now standing. It matters not if I slow down or expedite my pace. Everything I've done and do leads me exactly to this place. And where my life has brought me, I can regret or rejoice, for what I do while I am here is not my destiny, it's my choice. So that's why Rockford, we are all here together for different reasons, but we're here. And so we've got a Renaissance going on, and it's here in Rockford. So what do we do about it? Well, we take a quiz, of course. We're in college. So this is a group effort. It's there's a new word here, Renaissanceur. I built it myself off of Voyageur, kind of it. So Renaissanceur, and it's a new alphabet game for the Rockford Renaissance. RR. Who's got that one? Anyone? Bingo. PYSK. STEM. TED. Technology, Entertainment, and Design. Ideas worth sharing. Some of my advice is there's TEDx, or there's TED.com. You should add to looking at one of these every day. Pam and I a lot of times do it before dinner, and then she picks for a while, and then I'll pick for a while, and they're really great for stretching your horizons. RC. Okay, RU. And I wanted to have the new logo up there, but I didn't get it in time. Sorry. It's traditional. It looks like the Rockford College one. So if you look at one of the marketing pieces and see the RC, you can envision the RU, which becomes official in July 1st. Okay, STEAM. Anyone got STEAM? You had four of the 5 parts. Yes, yeah. When Buzz Aldrin was here, he was advocating STEAM, and it's right back into this great theme, STEAM, adding the arts to science, technology, and engineering and math. Teams. Okay, that's just, I just shuffled the letter around because this leadership game is all about teams and doing things together and collaboratively. And me? No? This is, who's on first? Me is you. That's your role in this. And you. This one's tricky. That's me. There's a new generation. There's Generation U. Does anybody know Generation U? It's the unretired. It's the people that the younger people are expecting to step out of the way by now, but are, for various reasons are staying in. And I officially become that in that group in August yet this year. That I'm a U, Generation U. So now we have the new Renaissanceur, that's that new word, Rockford style. And what do we need? We need this whole-brained approach to life. We need to be schooled in STEAM. We need to be skilled in many fields and disciplines. It's kind of the same thing. Broad base of knowledge. I'm saying the same thing a few times because it's important to repeat ideas. We have to be curious about almost everything. I think it's okay to be bored by a few things, but curious, like little kids chasing the butterflies around and the worms. That's what we need to be. We have to be excited by the possibilities, optimistic about the future, yet rooted in the reality of where we are and what we are dealing with. We need to be social innovators and entrepreneurs. And going back to Andreas Schell, who told us that for the 21st century career, you are up for a run. It's complex, it's out of the box, and it's lifelong learning every single day. And actions speak louder than words. So those are the characteristics that we're looking for, and I think it's a gut test for us all, personally. So now we've all seen lots of these articles about the multiple generations in the workplace. Probably have been in classes on this. I've been in a few classes. And I have to say something else about myself. I tend to be someone that when I get in a situation, I look for how we're the same, not how we're different. And I try to build off of how we're the same and how somebody else's goals and trying to align my actions with somebody else's goals and what they're trying to accomplish. So I have trouble with these generations, but it does exist. There's sort of stages of life as well as being, some things that are really different, and it's throwing a big blanket over a lot of different things. I haven't really had generational problems in my workplace that I know about, and I don't think if the others that were there would, there's things, but it's not like, oh my God, we can't overcome this. It's just a bunch of people that generally have the same goals and that need to be able to work together. Nonetheless, we start out with Dilbert. There's a lot of wisdom in Dilbert. We need a succession plan. I am so awesome and charismatic that the company would be in trouble if I were to leave. Across the table from the big leader, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not as if you invented anything. We could replace you with a bag of moss. Dilbert says, he got quiet. See, moss can totally do that. So we're kind of focused on the Generation X and the Generation Y group coming in and in the succession as the baby boomers step aside and move on. And it's a mega trend. It won't happen overnight. As I said before, the Generation U is there that haven't saved enough or don't want to give up, want to continue on for a while. I think there's always been a Generation U for different reasons. So younger people shouldn't be really frustrated by that. I'm also an advocate for the reverse mentor role, the technology that younger people can bring to people that they've selected or being selected by as mentors can be really an awesome thing. So here's what they say about the Xers, that Generation X. Motto, life first, work second. Healthily skeptical, pragmatic, self-sufficient, seek life balance, work to live, multi-directional, casual about authority, tech-savvy, balanced. Now, to my mind, there's just a correlation with so much of this, of having the right characteristics in order to take the Rockford Renaissance to the next level. The same goes with Generation Y. Motto, work as part of lifestyle, realistically optimistic, confident, cooperative, curious and novelty seeking, technology experimenters, fun seeking, environmentally concerned, social conscious, social entrepreneur, education oriented for themselves and for others, and determined. So that's my hypothesis. Just to close, I just had a few other words of wisdom. I hear when Jeff, I never had a chance to talk with Jeff about the Constitution of the Iroquois Nation as the proper planning template. The binding law, we are looking ahead, as is one of the first mandates given to us as chiefs, to make every decision that we make relate to the welfare and well-being of the 7th generation to come. It's kind of a short time horizon to look at. You know, to put it in perspective, that's 150 years. And back in the history, when my mother passed away and we got into her prized books and possessions, there was a journal from some relatives named Wilford that were homesteaders out in southwestern Minnesota, and the story about hiding up in the rafters when the Indians came during the Dakotan War with the Indians in 1862. So it was 150 years ago, and I think the poor Indian nations really got thrown for a loop in their planning horizon of not seeing the threats that came their way. But you can have everything you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And that's Zig Ziglar, you know, the motivational speaker. He also responded to a member of the audience one time who was lamenting that people come to these conferences and get all pumped up and everything, but that motivation didn't last. And he said, bathing doesn't either. That's why I recommend it daily. And then one of my favorites from Nick Kristof, who's the columnist for the New York Times and really has done a lot to change my life, and I would really recommend that you read his columns in the New York Times. They're twice a week. In addition to watching TED videos, to read these columns, probably Thomas Friedman at the same time. They're usually in the same day. Talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And so never waste that opportunity, and that we've got it right now. We've got the opportunity. Then finally, New York Times this last week, there is a feature article about this organizational psychologist professor named Adam Grant at Wharton, and his book is just out April 9th, Give and Take, A Revolutionary Approach to Success. And basically, he says that the secret to getting ahead is tirelessly helping others, and to the point of maybe some enlightened self-interest motivated in, but that we all belong to each other, and to, if you want to succeed, just help other people. And it's sort of the same thing that Zig Ziglar said. So this is the new granddaughter, Morgan. That was last week, 2-week-old picture there, and she's got a Rockford College shirt on, and so we're looking to our time horizon is added on, to that generation. This picture didn't come through very well, but it's Pam and me when we were, it was actually in that same little article that I started with from the Lawrence yearbook, and that's in Africa before the Savo River, and that's a herd of elephants behind us, although Pam refers to me as the woolly mammoth in the right on the front. Okay, thank you. Questions?